アンソニーとしても知られているザ・スーパービッラン、マイケルとしても知られているザ・ミラクル。バイオアゲームフライ、ナイトロプラスブラスターズヒロインズインフィナイトデュエル。
What's up guys, this is Anthony, and today we're going to be talking about Nitroplus Blasterz, the latest fighting game from Japan. And if you don't know who Nitroplus is, they are a visual novel company, and you may have seen their work if you have seen Super Sonico. They decided they're going to make a fighting game. Now the question is it good? Is it bad? Should you buy it? Should you rent it? And we are going to go through all of that today, so without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So the first question is, does it play well? Well, going into it, I felt like it was a fairly standard anime fighter. It had its jump cancels, weak, medium, heavy attacks. It had assists, 2 assists, which is different from the 1 assist that you get from a lot of other games, but it really, we'll get into assist in a little bit. And it wasn't exactly anything too stand out about it aside from the characters that were used. And there were a couple system mechanics that made it really different, but not so different that it felt like it was going to be like a breakout title. And those systems were the Varied Rush, I believe it's called, where you pretty much rush your opponent and you can just press buttons and attacks happen. It's very flashy, it's very simple, and it's very effective. It also has a burst system where you can either use it to get away, you can use it to extend the combo, or you can use it simply as a means to regain some life. And that's really about it that sets it apart, if anything, from other anime fighters. I mean, it animates well, and it's not as if it isn't satisfying to play, but it isn't exactly really complex or deep. It doesn't have those long combos that you may see in other anime fighting games. Or if so, I haven't been able to do them, which may be a fault of my own. So if you want a simpler anime fighter, this may be for you. So to that end, I will say that it does play well. It plays effectively. Now, I will count that as a plus, because after that, we are going to go through quite a few downsides. But before that, I want to also note the fact that the sprites for the game look really good, despite the fact that some may say that it looks like it's a PS3 game. That's probably because it is. It's also off of PS3. The footage you're seeing is from the PS4. There isn't a huge difference, at least not one that I could see. They animate well, it adds to the flash of the game, and I thought they did a pretty good job making them look nice. Okay, so we're just gonna go from the smallest graph to the largest because we got a few. So one, it's pretty bare bones as far as, I guess, menus are concerned. You got arcade, story, another story which we will get into later, score attack, gallery, network. It's pretty standard. The audio visual, the music, it felt very forgettable. I can't tell you one track I particularly remembered, and that may be a small gripe, but to those who like video game soundtracks like myself, it just kind of felt underwhelming. And the backgrounds for the game, they look nice. They look alright. It's not anything I would say I remember right now in this moment, but for when I saw them, they didn't look bad. The only other gripe I have as far as audio or visual is the really weird, gaudy flame graphics they chose for the character select screen. Now that's a minor gripe. I mean, it's just a character select screen. It doesn't have to look incredibly flashy, but the flame effects that they use for that, and as well as the flame effects they use for the burst moves, are just a little messy. Now, the next gripe I have is the character selection. Now, this also may be minor if you're very familiar with Nitroplus's properties, which I am not. I only knew maybe 3 characters, and those characters were guest characters, like Heart and that girl from Senran Kagura whose name eludes me right now. Anyway, it seems strange to put out a fighting game and have not so recognizable characters, but that may be the point. It may be that you play it and you want to look up these characters, to that end, it's not a huge gripe. It's certainly not the hugest gripe I have with this game. Now, the only thing that bothers me about the fact that the fighting roster is small is that the assist roster is so huge. It's 12 to 20. You get 20 assist characters, you get 12 fighting characters. 14 if you count the 2 DLC characters, which, whatever. But even then, it's 14 to 20, and it just seems weird that they wouldn't be proportionate, but again, minor gripe. Now, the gripe that I have that I feel isn't so minor is its quote-unquote story structuring. See, it feels like this game had you play the end first so you can unlock the beginning and the middle, which seems very bizarre. By the time I was done playing the arcade mode, I got a few cutscenes here and there, a few little banter between characters, some incredibly cryptic dialogue from the main boss, who's just a carbon copy of one of the other characters you get to pick, and it just felt so confusing, muddled together. It was like, it's a crossover story, who cares what it is? Okay, fine. But then it presents you with this huge, robust, text-heavy story out of absolutely nowhere once you unlock another story. And it seems like the characters are just haphazardly placed. It's just, these characters are put into roles that don't make a whole lot of sense. All of them are now in some overarching world or something. I don't understand why they chose this route of storytelling. Like, it could have just been one's arcade mode, one's the actual story, and they both could have been unlocked and not made to seem like it was some intertwining big mystery thing. So, overall, here is what you have. You have a game that has a bizarre, clunkily put together story. You have a cast that's clearly put together to advertise Nitroplus properties, as far as I can tell. And you have pretty much, I don't want to say bare bones, I'll say minimalistic. Is it fun? Yes. Will it stick with you? Probably not. So for this, I would definitely say you could rent this and not blow $40 on it. Maybe wait for it to be cheaper. That's what I would do. But for the rest of you guys out there, if you like what you see, you can definitely buy it. But I would personally suggest that you rent it. This isn't a must-have. This isn't something that people are going to be playing online for months to come. Could be wrong. You guys let me know what you think. And I will see you all later.